Good morning, gang. Welcome to the start of another week. It's Monday, the 8th of June, 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you live from Bracknell here in Royal Berkshire. I was just watching a couple of TikToks while I was sitting on the toilet earlier on. Do you do that? do you take the phone in? Who's watching me on the toilet this morning? That'd be my nephew, Garry Butler. Oh, yes, takes everything into the toilet. The telephone, books, magazines, meals. He has an entire dinner sometimes while he's sitting on the toilet, which is good because you get to do two things at the same time, don't you? You know, you don't have to do two things separately. You don't have to go in there and then come back in a little bit later on. Just get it all over and done with in one go. Saving time. It's all about saving time. And while I was flicking across, someone's done something to that excellent music, the score from Jurassic Park. How much do we all like that? Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. That one, you know, Jurassic Park. Don't you like the music to that? It reminded me there's some excellent like music written for films, isn't there? With the old Star Trek one from the motion picture. Ba 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 bum bum ba 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 ba, and the excellent music from Dunkirk, which isn't in my head at the moment. That's a good one as well. But musical scores for films. What did you like? Is there any that are recognisable? Sometimes they use the same score in different films. Did you know that? Oh yes, I haven't got any examples with me, but I've been told that before. And why not? You can recycle things. This show, as you well know, if you've been with us since the start, which is about 14 years now, 13 or 14 years I think it is, you'll know that the stories just keep coming round. That's why when you sit there and you think, I've heard this one before, you probably have. Nothing new happens in my sad, lonely, pathetic life. Sorry, doesn't happen. But musical scores for films. Is there any that are sticking in your mind now? Like those three that I mentioned, Jurassic Park, not necessarily just the theme song, not just the bit at the beginning, the whole thing, you know. Dunkirk is the one, I think, out of all of them, that it just goes all the way through. Just amazing musical work there. So that's good. I'm talking of films, I'm having difficulty with my Sky. Well, I don't have Sky, Freesat. Freesat, which includes Sky News. And I say Sky, I've lost Sky News somehow. I've got a little LNB thing in the garden which got 3 wires attached to it. I think one of them went down before, if I remember rightly. It was I had 3 wires coming out of it. 2 went into a hard disk recorder, so I could record 2 channels at the same time. And 1 went into the back of the telly. Well, I took out the hard disk recorder some months ago now because I just don't use it anymore. I watch everything on the iPlayer if I want to sort of catch-up type thing or something like that. But on the telly, I tend to watch stuff through the satellite dish rather than the aerial, and some of the channels have disappeared. So I don't know what's happened there. It's strange. It's not going to be one of the other... I don't know if it's going to be one of... If I could maybe swap one of the wires over and try that. I do hope I don't have to get a satellite man in. That's going to be 150 bleeding quid, isn't it? God, why is it so hard to get someone to come out and put a couple of bits of wires on? You know? I mean, I can do a little bit with electrics. I'm not too bad. I could take off the wire that's being used and put some... Or move that onto another part of the LNB. Might be a bit hit and miss. I might have to just do it like that and we'll see how we get on. So, yes, I can't find Sky News at the moment. I don't watch it a lot. I kind of use that as like the third alternative, you know, in the mornings. So I'll start off on BBC Breakfast. If they're going on and on about the same story, then I'll switch over to I'll switch over to ITV, whatever it's called, Breakfast Time. And if Piers is still screaming and shouting at everyone on there, then I'll flick over to Sky News. So it's kind of the third choice. But last night and this morning, I couldn't find it. It's coming up, no signal. I'll get BBC News. And the other ones, I mean, I don't really watch them. I think Algeria, where's that from now? The Arabian one, Algeria. Can't get that either. Or the Russian one. Not that I sit there and watch them, because I don't, but you know, you flick across and you think, oh, where's that gone? Certain channels are missing. I don't know what's happened there. Does anyone know if Casualty was on Saturday? Because I can't find it. Was it another non-show for Casualty? What did they replace that with? Another old football match. Apparently my nephew was watching an old football match the other day. 1966 England World Cup. I mean, half of them are dead. Why are you watching that again? How many times can you watch an old football match? I don't get it. I can understand you watching it live, an old one. I mean, I can understand people putting up an old version of sort of an old Eurovision Song Contest. That would be of enormous interest to me. And a lot of those you can now find on the YouTube, you know. People have uploaded old Eurovision songs, song contests onto the YouTube. Strangely enough, isn't it? And I sit there and it's incredible how it's changed over the years. You know, it went through a period, I think. Oh, we thought it was going to be taken off. It got so bad. It really did. Sort of in I think probably in the 90s. It really got bad during a period of time there. And then it suddenly pulled up and became modernised, which unfortunately means I don't like most of the songs anymore. But there you go. It's one of those things. You've got to keep up with the young people, haven't you? So I didn't see Casualty last night. I couldn't find it, so I have a feeling that wasn't on. Fran or Mandy will know that one. And something that I discovered on Netflix was something about a Snowpiercer, I think it's called. Snowpiercer on Netflix. Which looks good. I've only watched about 1.5 episodes so far. But this is about this great big long train with 1,001... Was it 101 or 1,001? 1,001. 1,001 sort of... It's a bit unbelievable, to be honest. I mean, I'm having difficulty believing what's actually going on this train. But this train is like 1,001 carriages long, right? And everything on the earth has died, okay? Because it started becoming really hot, the earth. Then there was wars, what made it even hotter. And then the scientists shot these things up into the sky to make it cold again. The trouble is it got too cold. And everyone... really rich people got on this train to be saved, and the train keeps moving. It keeps going round and round, this train, in a large sort of mountains, and somehow, even when they have avalanches and things like this thing just keeps ploughing on. And the people in the final carriage are people without tickets. They're kind of the underdogs. And it's all about them trying to get on the main part of the train, and you've got all the posh people in the first class. Which wouldn't be any of you, incidentally. I can't see any posh people here at all. Perhaps Claire's there. I mean, she'd be in first class. But none of the rest of you lot would be in first class. I'm sorry. You'd probably be in... I don't think you'd be in second or third carriage. I think you'd be the underclass right at the back there. I've got a feeling it would be something like that. And it's very, very good. It's a bit unbelievable, to be honest, but it's quite good. So give that a go. Snow Train, or Snowpiercer on Netflix. It's quite well done, to be honest. All right. What else have I got to tell you today? Emojis. Yes. I mentioned this last night. You know, sometimes at the end, or indeed during the main part of the show, sometimes at the end, when we do the birthdays, people like to wish people happy birthday, and they put all sort of cakes and candles and smiling faces. Often you find your message doesn't come up. It's the amount of emojis. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, there's also certain words that don't come. YouTube are blocked automatically. Rude words, things that they would deem rude. Sometimes that you or I wouldn't deem rude, but they don't come up either. So if you put a message with a bad word or something in there, it doesn't come up at all. It doesn't just block up that word. The message just simply doesn't come up at all. And I think the other reason is the amount of emojis that you put in a message. I think that's doing it as well. All right, just to let you know, if you put a birthday message up, and I know some of you check your messages and, oh, why hasn't my message come up? And then you send it again, perhaps with the same emojis. Well, guess what? It still won't come up. So I think that's the reason for that. All right, that's the emojis thing. Later today, I'll be going on my bicycle to post all your winning parcels from last night. Well done, everyone who played the bingo last night. What a lovely evening we had last night, wasn't it? I had a fab time last night. Lots of prizes won last night. I think one of the games we had 4 winners. but only 2 of them were there. So 1, 2, and we had another game. I think there were 3 winners didn't turn up last night. So some people have now come off the list. Always remember that, gang. If you're playing the bingo and you win, if you don't turn up and claim your prize, then I'm afraid the system will take you off automatically unless you've told me in advance that you won't be there. Also, we can add now a couple of more people onto the bingo system. So if you want to play bingo on Sunday and you're not on the system already, then send us an email to that email address. Say, Chris, please add me to the bingo, and I'll reply to you sometime today after you've been added, and you'll be all hopefully set to go on Sunday. That does appear to be working very well now. Alrighty, okie doke. Let's say hello to some of you this morning. Let's have a look. Are we talking about anyone talking about the music at all? Let's have a look. Good morning to Mike Rees-Ponto. The show will have to be called the UK Breakfast Show if it gets any earlier, with Chris Nagamunchetti Reardon. I would be very pleased to share the stage with Nagamunchetti. I wonder if I wrote her a little tweet or an email, she would be happy to come and sit here. Just looking pretty. I couldn't believe she's 45, Nagamunchetti. She's very, very pretty. If I was straight, I'd ask her for a date. She's probably married anyway, isn't she? I like the makeup. The makeup is beautiful, isn't it? Who does her makeup? Is it her or someone else? Nagamunchetti. She wasn't on this morning, was she? It was the blonde one. She never looks too happy, the blonde one. I don't know what's wrong with her. So, good idea there. Peter, has I changed the new... No, it hasn't changed the channel number. Hasn't changed the channel number. It could be the dish is slightly moved off. But I think all those Astra satellites, if I remember rightly, they are kind of all in the same part of the sky that the dish is on. It's really critical that that dish, excuse me, that dish is pointing directly at the satellite, slightly off, and it can't see them. I mean, it's really critical. I did have, is that it there? I don't know if that's it there. I did have a gadget, actually. I don't know where it is. That you attach to the little thing on the dish, because that's at the down on the fence. There's a little thing attached to this, and it's got a meter. And you can move the dish backwards and forwards to get the meter in the middle, so exactly where it is, but I don't know where that is. Don't know. Good morning to Terry H there. Morning to you. Anyone mentioning the music at all? Jason talking about the football we were mentioning. Euro 96. Dear me. England against Scotland Gaza's goal. Don't know what that is there. Gary Butler tried to put a bet on that game, did you, Gary? Gavin, morning Gavin, doesn't like football. Why would you want to watch someone kick a ball around? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me, Gavin. It's a mystery to me. It's a mystery. They get so much money, don't they, as well? God's sake, man. Anyone mentioning the music? No one. Okay. Morning to John Parrish today. Can you organise a Chris Reardon Beano when it's safe to go out? What's a Chris Reardon Beano? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. And we can all meet up in the caravan. Not my caravan. You won't. Thank you very much. Certainly not. Let's throw something in the show today. How about we do the raffle now? Yes, let's do it now. Come on, gang. It's time for someone to win this week's fridge magnet. There it is. I'm coughing a bit this morning, so it might be a short show. I can't stop coughing it. There you go. Fridge magnet. Who's going to win that right now? That is the question. Here are your tickets. Yes, baby. Tickets are all in here. Can you see them? Here are all the tickets. This is going to be very exciting. Morning to Heidi Young. Good morning to you, Heidi. There we are. Okay, there we go. Heidi Young. Have you won today, Heidi? I think you've got a couple of tickets over there, haven't you? Morning to Daniel Woodhouse. Yes, Terry H is very excited. It's raffle time. You haven't got many tickets, though, have you, Terry, darling? Oh, no. Gavin. Where's Gavin, by the way, this morning? I meant to mention Gavin this morning. Yes, Gavin. You asked for a ticket last night at 22:05. 20 minutes. 20 minutes after the show finished, Gavin. Mandy, Gavin tried to ask for a ticket late last night. You can only ask for a ticket while the show is live, okay? Remember that, Gav. Bit late last night. Never mind. Worth a try, wasn't it? Right, are you ready? Are you ready? Gary's nick. Is that what's happened? My nephew's gone round and nicked the wires off my satellite dish to sell them with that wire stripping thing that he's got that doesn't work. Go. By the way, can we have congratulations from my nephew Gary Butler, who has gone over 1,000 subscribers now on his YouTube channel. Well done, Gary. Well done, Gary. Yes. Oh, Heidi. Well, you're in Norway. Do you know, it's not that bad, Heidi, to be honest, to send something aboard. It's not as bad. It's when people start winning clocks and things like that and you have to send them away. That's very expensive. Sometimes, actually, some people, believe it or not, there's a couple of people on here who are abroad and offer to pay the postage. I kid you not. Isn't that nice? All right. Well, Peter Wright asked for a ticket twice. That's right, Peter. The other day. Shocking. Shocking state of affairs. Right, are you ready, gang? Are you ready? Here we go. Here we go. It's time to pick this week's raffle ticket winner. Raffle prize winner. Ticket in my hand. I hope you've been taking note of your numbers. Here it is. Ticket number 725. Ticket number 725. There you go. Who's got ticket number 725? Also, for the next super draw, which is at the end of the month. Okay, these all go in here. For the next super draw, which is our once a month draw for an additional fridge magnet. It's just all giveaway here, isn't it? It's all giveaway. Right, let's see if someone claims that this morning. Good morning to Adrian Richardson this morning, joining us there. Peter Wright has claimed the prize. Ticket number 725 was indeed Peter Wright's. Congratulations to Peter Wright today. Okay? And I have to inform you, boys and girls, I want to point out that this is not one of 2 tickets that you tried to claim the other day. He's very lucky that this actually stayed in there. Very, very lucky. But there you go. Peter Wright wins this week's fridge magnets. There you go, Peter. Perhaps that'll keep you shut for a while now. There you go, Peter. Fridge magnet. Awaiting postage. Let me get an envelope out of one of my drawers, darling. There we are, my love. There we are. An envelope has been retrieved. Oh, there'll be sticky tape all around it as well, okay? Because otherwise it tends to go through the envelope. Just a moment now. I'm going to package that up for you immediately, Peter. There we go. There we go. And you need to email me your full postal address. Let's see if anyone's congratulating Peter. Is anyone congratulating Peter this morning? What's that? John was number 722. There we are. Put that in there. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. We have a winner. We have a winner. Peter Wright is a winner today. Today. There you go. You even get a song as well today, Peter. Let me do this. I was putting the fridge magnets in the little grey bags, but I found they were a bit loose in there. They were very loose in the grey bags. So then I put the fridge magnet in an envelope in the grey bag, and then that was too thick. That was too thick for a first-class stamp. So that's why we're doing them like this now. Put a bit of tape around the envelope, and that works nicely. Okay. There we are. That's all done for Mr. Peter Wright. So I hope you'll be taking this into Wilko and showing your friends in Wilko. Oh, just a minute, a little bit of extra tape on there. Ba 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 ba. Oh yeah! Oh, I'm happy this morning, aren't I? Look at me, happy. 1 minute. Da, 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 da. Ba 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 da da da. First class stamp. There we are, darling. There you go, Peter. I'll await your address. He's gone very quiet, hasn't he, suddenly? Look, he's shut up now. Now that he's won something, he's not said anything else since. Wow. Hopefully you'll win something every week then and stop bothering us on the chat. It was an email ticket. I don't know what ticket it was, mate. No idea. Good morning to Paul and Lou this morning, who's still in bed. Anyone surprised at that? I don't think so. No one surprised. No one surprised. Paul and Lou, lots of people congratulating you there. All right. Morning, Amelia. Tony King, Mandy, Michael, Jason, Dr. Gregorian. There we are. Colin K. Heidi, did you see the Facebook page? I tagged you in at the weekend. Is it okay to mention it? No, I didn't see that, Heidi. Didn't see that, I'm afraid, Heidi. What was that about, darling? I have so much coming in. It's really difficult for me to keep up sometimes. So sorry that I didn't see it there. Peter should have been banned from this week's draw, says Mick there. Lots of people there. Good morning to Michael Pullman. Have I missed much? No, not really. It's the same as yesterday, which was the same as last week and the same as last month. It's just the same all the time. Tape must cost more than the magnet. How rude. Certainly not. Rude. Now, if you're watching a show on Saturday or Friday, I think this week, Gavin sent in a couple of videos for us, and one of them it wouldn't play out properly, so I thought we'd give that another go this morning, if that's all right with you. Gavin sent in 2 videos. The second one played out perfectly all right. The first one kept getting stuck, so if it's all right with you, let's have another look at what Gavin sent in last week, and basically it's a little video with sound of his front garden.
Okay then, I'll do a little picture video of the front garden. Got pots there that are empty. That's empty. A little mushroom there. A little gate, obviously it goes into the back garden. Trees here. Little rockery sort of bit with a garden. And then obviously got a grass. Trees here and here. Some more trees there.
Nope, that's not playing out, is it? That will not play out, that one. Must be something wrong with that video there. I did notice it does look like it's in a different format to the other one that you sent in. Let me see if I can help you with that, Gavin. Let me see if I can help you with that. No, I haven't got it on there now. It's been taken off. So there was definitely something wrong with that video, so it wasn't me after all. Okay, I just wanted to double check there. All right. Okay, not to worry. Heidi has made a fan page, bit tongue-in-cheek. Oh, no, I don't know that. Put the link up there then, Heidi. Fan page. I can't see that, Heidi. Can't see that at all, darling. Perhaps I'll have another look a little bit later on. Okay, Peter's sent his address in there as well. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Heidi. All right, some stories for you this morning. Rats. Rats are in the house. Watch out for rats, boys and girls. In the Super Soaraway Sun this morning, giant 18-inch cannibal rats. Have you seen rats? I used to see them running across the roads in London. Seriously. I'd be driving home at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning after DJing somewhere. This is going back a few years now. And there would be massive rats running across the road. Seriously. We had a terrible rat problem in one of the places that I worked. Oh, it was horrendous. And we couldn't find where they were. It stank of dead rats. Now, the smell of dead rats, if you've never smelt it before, it smells like an old, you know, like when you have a damp cloth and you leave it somewhere and you go out, you come back and what's that smell in there? That's what dead rats smell like, except a little bit worse. It's not dissimilar to a dishcloth, a damp dishcloth that you've lost somewhere. Anyway, in the Sun today, giant 18-inch cannibal rats are thriving during Britain's coronavirus lockdown, are moving away from cities and invading homes. Have you checked this morning? Rats are here, boys and girls. Very worrying. It says, with restaurants and cafes closed in urban areas, the disease-ridden vermin have spread into the suburbs in the pursuit of food. Oh my God, they might be around my caravan as we are. It was bad enough with the mice. Where was mice? Not in the caravan, outside it. They were trying to eat my air conditioning insulation. Seriously, they were. It's my nephew that spotted it. He said, look, I bet they're going up that tube. I said, do you reckon? He said, take it off. I took it off. All the insulation's missing going up this pipe. And at the top, that's how you would get in. They were trying to get in. Oh, my God. I might have been asleep in the bed and been eaten alive by mice. They'd have a very big meal, I think, looking at the size of this stomach. It says, more than half of UK rat catchers have reported a spike in rodent activity since lockdown restrictions began in March, according to the British Pest Control Association. The beasts, some measuring 18 inches in length, are also engaged in rat wars as they gather in colonies and attempt to take over rival turf. It's like some of the drug dealers in London, isn't it? Except they're now rats. Even more scary. In recent weeks, there have even been reports of the bloodthirsty rats eating each other. That could happen to humans if we run out of food. Yes. Have a look at some of the people on here. Are some of them looking tasty to you? Yum, yum. Oh, who's on there that I might like a little nibble of later? A rat catcher in Manchester said he'd seen a huge surge in reports of infestations. I like that word. Infestations. See if we can use that in a sentence today. Infestations. A surge in reports of infestations during lockdown with several calls every day. He says some of the rodents have invaded homes, with one case involving a colony in an upstairs flat. Martin told the Telegraph of one incident in which a huge rat had colonised the engine bay of an abandoned car. Now, those of you that got cars, have you ever found an animal in there? I've often heard of stories of like a pigeon or cat or something found asleep in an engine or something like that. Have you ever found anything unusual stuck underneath your engine? Possibly as a terrible accident, like a dead chicken or something under there. Huge rats had colonised the engine bay of an abandoned car near a Chinese takeaway, which left rotting food in its alleyway. These were normal 12-inch rats, but there are certainly some bigger ones around. And it says people have posted pictures on Facebook of ones they've seen that are 18 inches or more long. Martin, who hunts with dogs, said there's evidence that Britain's rats are growing immune to poison. He believes there are more rodents now in the UK than there was during the Industrial Revolution. However, most live in sewers, meaning they are mostly out of sight. Oh, how can you live with all that poo? Oh, living in poo. Oh, no, dear, that's not for me. I get very upset if I go into my toilet and someone has used it. They don't even have to leave anything in the bowl. I can't stand people using my toilet. My sister is the worst offender. She makes a beeline for my toilet whenever she arrives at my caravan. I was going to say here, but she don't come here. She's been here once or twice. I don't get any visitors. No visitors for me. Very disappointing. No visitors for Kirsten. Well, I had just heard something then. What was that? Oh, it was my weekly screen report. I have averaged 6 hours, 20 minutes of screen time each day. That's the amount of time you're supposed to have looked at the phone. That's terrible, isn't it? Can anyone beat that? 6 hours, 20 minutes was my average screen time looking at the phone last week. That's awful. Oh, I've got to do something about that. That's dreadful. A lot of that's TikTok. Flick, 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 flick. At like 12 o'clock at night. I bet Queen of TikTok, Rachel, is probably the same with that. It says, female and rats can fall pregnant immediately after giving birth and produce several litters a year, with up to 8 babies each time. They're everywhere, dear, everywhere. Oh, my God. He says, hunger has made the ravenous rats more brazen, meaning they are seen more and more during the day. Speaking about the rats fighting each other, they are quite territorial, so we defend their patches as much as they can. Oh, that's very worrying. But they don't carry the COVID-19 virus. They can spread other diseases, including Weil's disease. I think you get that from riverbanks, don't you, Weil's disease? Spelt with a W. A bacterial infection which can cause chills and headaches. I got chills, they're multiplying. And I'm losing control, and the power is fettering. It's electrifying. I better shape up, ooh, 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 'cause I need a man, ooh, 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 and my heart is set on you. Just a little song for you there. No charge for that. That was a free song this morning. A free song. All right, so that's the rats. Let's see what you're saying about that, if anything. We will have a look there. Where are we now? I'm just scrolling up a little bit to get a few more little messages in there, my darlings. Good morning to... Sparsh Singh. Good morning, Sparsh. Welcome to the show. I think you're new, so welcome along. We're very light-hearted here. Okay, we don't do really anything serious at all. Thank you very much. We're a very light-hearted show there, so we don't do views on things or anything like that. But you're very welcome there. The Chris Reardon Fan Club. Do you think so? On Facebook, is that what it's called? The Chris Reardon Fan Club. Put the link up, Heidi. It won't let you do it, but if I click it, I think it comes on then. So we have it. Oh, it's afternoon where you are. Are you in India, Sparsh? Are you in India? Welcome along. Good morning to George, who's eating his breakfast this morning. Hello to Roni. Good morning, Roni Man. Roni Man. Gary's morning chat and world news brought me here. Good morning, Roni. Morning. Yes, we're a little bit different, our shows. Gary does a lot of newsy stuff, and I tend to be a little bit more light-hearted, but I'm glad you enjoy us both. Thank you very much, Gary, for giving us a mention this morning. Gary's British Talk Show every day at 8 a.m. We've practically got a network here. We need someone to follow me. You know, I could do 9 to 8:45 to sort of 10 or something like that, and then someone else could do 10 to 11. You know, that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? So you got something going all the time. Obviously, it wouldn't be on the same channel, but that's not really a problem, is it? You know, you just click, just the same as turning the telly over on the telly. And then you could put in here what's coming up on your show, and then it might attract people to your channel as well. I mean, if someone's watching this, I'd probably get you at least 2 more viewers. Have we got I think we've had have we had a super chat come in there? I just see that pop up the corner there. Who sent a super chat? I must have missed that. It's Michael Lawrence. A £2 super chat from Michael Lawrence. Thank you, Michael. Am I entertaining you this morning, my love? Was that for the song, Michael? Oh, I think Michael wants me to sing even more, don't you, Michael? Oh, okay. Let me give you 2 free raffle tickets. Now, these raffle tickets, if you didn't know already, is for our Super Chatter raffle, which happens every Thursday morning. Every time someone sends us a £1 tip, I will give you a free raffle ticket. Super Chat stickers, $1.99. I'll give you 2 free raffle tickets. And the Super Chatter raffle is only for Super Chatters, and that is on Thursdays. The prize changes each and every week. This week's prize is... a United Kingdom Talk t-shirt, not available to buy in any shops, and certainly not Primark. If a shop was going to sell these, it would be John Lewis. It would be John Lewis. We have a black one and a white one. A black one and a white one. We have large in either of these, or XXXL in the black, okay? So that's what the prize is on the Super Chatter raffle on Thursday morning here, exclusively live on United Kingdom Talk. So let me give you 2 free raffle tickets for that, Michael. Michael Lawrence gets tickets number... 1 moment, please. I tried to ring up Duncan, incidentally, Michael, boss of Central, but I've not been able to get hold of him yet. 467 and 468 for young Michael. Good morning, Maureen. Texted us in this morning. Good morning to you, Maureen. Welcome, bienvenue, bonsoir for our many international viewers all over the world this morning. All over the world. Scrolling up there. Where were we now? Did I mention Garry? Yeah, he's here this morning. He's on again. Are you on tonight, Garry? What is it tonight then? What you got tonight? Is it a quiz or what are you doing tonight? Our quiz show here is on Tuesday nights. 8 o'clock is our quiz show here. Same channel as you're watching now. Quiz show every Tuesday at 8 o'clock UK time. John lived in Oman. The rats were so big they chased the cats. Really? Oh, blimey. Do they chase... They don't chase people, do they? Rats? Do they? That was the first, shall we say, rude book I ever read. I think I was in secondary school. Page 69 in the book The Rats, when she's on the hill. That's all I'm saying. That was the first rude, shall we call it, erotic story. We kept reading this page. Anyone else on that one? Thank you. Is someone doing that hate? Who's doing hate this morning? Oh yes, we don't hate anyone on this channel. We don't hate China or India or America or Russia. We don't do hate on this channel. We love everyone. Well, I mean, they love I hate everyone, to be honest. I'm not a people person. They get on my nerves. Keep back. 2 meters. Perhaps I should bring out some sort of United Kingdom Talk ruler as a prize. A 2-meter ruler. You can carry it around with you. If anyone gets too close, just poke it out in front of you. Get back! Back! 2 meters. There's our Fran Green. There's George Bond just arriving there. Won't let you post web addresses. Send it to me as a. Can you send it to me as an email? Because I'd be able to put it up. I think it restricts people from putting websites and things up like that. All right, I've sorted you there, Michael, haven't I? Daniel, the big rule with mice and rats is they spread diseases, so don't feed them cheeses. Oh yes. Adrian's weekly report for his phone is 3 hours a day. Wow. What else are you on your phone for, Chris? Well, YouTube and TikTok mainly. YouTube and TikTok. I think it's someone I know has deleted Facebook from their mobile phones, and they told me their life is much happier. Seriously. So I'm considering doing that now. I already don't really refer to Facebook messages. I took that off my it's like a separate app. So you have to go into it now to see the messages. Otherwise, this blooming thing, beep, beep. Oh, I just check a message. I'm not a slave to that phone. Not a slave to that phone at all. I rarely use the Facebook Messenger system anymore. I find it inconvenient. It's mainly for people sitting bored at home who keep firing off messages and endless hugs requests and pass this on to 10 people requests. I can't bear it. Gets on my right nerves. And you get the Easter messages and the Christmas messages from people that you never ever hear from. And then they start passing around this Christmas tree to everyone. Oh, did you not think ever of ringing me up during the year at all? Instead, you've sent me a flashing Christmas tree. I don't think so. Bye-bye. I find it inconvenient having phones bleeping and buzzing every time, demanding attention. I really do. I think it's my sister who's removed Facebook from her. Someone has. And they're much, much happier now. Okay. Where are we? Thank you, George. George's doing a live stream today between 10 and 11. I mean, sometimes I go over 10, but that's when George's one's on 10 till 11 there. All right? Michael Lawrence, no singing, please, Chris. Mick will hate. Well, it's too late. I've sung now. Was the £2 not to sing then? How rude. Oh, if I could give it back, I would do. But unfortunately, there's no way of sending your money back to you via the YouTube. They would have already had their 30% off that. They've made 60 pence off you today, Michael Lawrence. It all has to be paid for, dear. Look, Jason's speaking for you. Do not speak for other people, Jason. If you corner a rat, it goes for your throat. Oh my God, blimey! Does it really? Well, I shan't be cornering any rats then at all. All right. Yes. Sorry, I thought that £2 was to sing. So, because people send money for me to sing now, you know that, don't you? This was happening last week. 2, 3, 4 quid to sing something. I'm a paid singer now. I never thought that would happen. I'm practically on the same money as Beyonce and Neil Diamond, except a bit younger, a little bit younger. Is Mick getting upset now? Oh, Mick's got the angry. Calm, Mick. Get him to calm down. He gets so angry. I worry about his heart, dear. You mustn't get angry, boys and girls. When you're watching the news and something's upsetting you on there, turn it off and put some cartoons on. I recommend the Magic Roundabout. Where can you get them cigarettes from that the rabbit used to smoke? How did they get away with that? This rabbit, who was clearly off his head, sitting in front of a tree. Yeah, man. How did they get away with that in those years? All right. What else have we got here? You can turn up. No, I turned off the Facebook notifications, but they're still there. The little red dot is there demanding your attention. Nope, turned it off. Turned it off. Don't want any Facebook messages. Good. Adrian, give me your telephone number. I'll ring you. No, thank you. No, thank you, Adrian. No one's got my private number. No, we're not having any of that malarkey. People, I just thought I'd ring up for a chat. Yeah, what do you want to say? Oh, I just wanted to say hello. What's the point of that then? Get to the point, dear. To the point. Right, more stories for you. Ceiling. Watch out if you're going for a coffee. Are they open yet, the coffee shops? Watch out if you're going for a coffee. In the Daily Mirror today, it's a good job it was closed. Dramatic pictures. Have we got dramatic music? No, no dramatic music. Dramatic pictures have showed the destruction inside a branch of Costa Coffee in Lincoln, which was spotted by a passerby. The outlet has been closed since the start of a lockdown in March, and basically the ceiling's fallen in. But I've worked, actually, the ladies' toilet in Central Station, the ceiling fell in there. I've seen ceilings fallen in. I haven't actually seen it happen, but I've been in places where you've gone in the next day and the ceilings come down. Scary. Dramatic pictures shows the destruction inside a Costa Coffee branch after the ceiling appears to have caved in. Passers-by spotted what had happened the other morning at the outlet in Lincoln. Photos of the debris show pieces of plasterboard spread across the furniture and the floor. Now, I don't suppose the plasterboard is that heavy, is it really, to be honest? But there you go. Tables and chairs were tipped over, and metal struts. Metal struts. I could do with some of those on my legs, actually. Metal struts. Metal struts fell down as well. That's a bit scary, isn't it? Despite some of the company's 2,700 stores reopening already, this one had not yet thrown open its doors. Good job as well. This one, which is attached to the Odeon Cinema, will face a delayed reopening because of the incident. Very, very scary. Have you ever seen anything like that? Like you've been out somewhere maybe and I don't know, something like that's happened? Very scary. I've worked in places before where a speaker's fallen off a wall. Seriously, you don't want to sit under a speaker or a light in a nightclub if they're ever going to open again. Very, very scary indeed. Oh dear. Have you ever seen anything like that though? You know, you've been out somewhere and, I don't know, something's tipped over, perhaps a cabinet's come down on someone or just fallen out of the way. I always like it when you're in a restaurant and like the waiter or waitress drops a plate and everyone erupts in rapturous applause, don't they? Who knows? I may receive rapturous applause one day for this show. It might happen, mightn't it? There you go. I've shoved up the link there to Heidi's fan page. We've got a fan page now, United Christian Kingdom Talk fan page. So that's up there now, okay, if you want to join that. Now, you'll probably want to talk with me, about me. Some of you with your vile comments and things like that. Feel free to do that. Probably it's not the place for me to be on there, I would imagine. It's just for fans. And God knows there's millions of you all over the world, isn't there? Be honest. I should be checking to see if my to see if my sister joined it or not. There you go. That's the link to the new fan club as set up by the delightful Heidi Young. Feel free to slag me off as much as you want them there, because I won't be responding. All right. We've got another super chat coming there from Mr. Christopher Woodhouse. Good morning, Chris. He won the he actually won the super chat raffle last week. Which was, what was it last week? A pie, a steak and gravy pie. Dead animal and gravy pie. It was a badge, it was a pen, and something else. Can't remember what the other thing was now. Can't remember what it was, but Chris won that last week. Is obviously in for running as well this week, so we'll see what happens with you. Chris, let me give you 5 free raffle tickets to thank you for my tip this morning. I might put just Chris Wood to save time. Is that all right, Chris? Not at your age that you can get Wood, but there we go, my darling. Chris Wood. Have you just got up? Shocking time to get up, this is. You're almost as bad as Paul and Lou. There you go. 5 little tickets for you. Oh, let me just... Oh, it's fallen down. 5 tickets for you this morning, young Chris. Okay. There you go, sunshine. Bring me sunshine. Bring me smiles. Doesn't look like we're having a Manilow song this morning, boys and girls. There we go. 5 tickets in the Super Chatters ticket retention unit. Thank you very much. Okay. Excuse me. Anything of interest there? Let's have a look there. My phone time on my phone is 15 hours. What, in a day? 15 hours? Actually, my nephew's wife would be like that. Her and her mother, Michelle. They're on the phone every time I have a FaceTime with my nephew. Ah, that's a point. Does the screen time include FaceTime calls and WhatsApp calls, video calls? I suppose it would do, wouldn't it? Well, there's got to be about an hour there a day as well. I generally have 2 phone calls a day from my nephew. Sometimes one from my niece, sort of a couple of times a week. So that probably includes that as well, doesn't it, when I think about it? My nephew's wife and her mother, every time I ring, they're on the phone. Tap, tap, tapping away. That's all they do. I must admit, when I go out to for my either walk, I mean, obviously not on the bike. You can't really look at your phone while you're on your bike. But, that's the other thing. So if I've got a map on there, like while I'm on my bike... That's screen time as well when I think about it. Actually, it doesn't sound as bad as it was then. Does it? Not really. No, I suppose not. But yeah, I mean, when I go for a walk, I don't have it on then. I'd have it with me. Have it with me, because sometimes I get lost in the forest, don't I? Oh, dear me. I get lost. And there are parts of the forest that don't receive a 4G or 3, don't get a phone signal at all. But now I've discovered on the Google Maps you can download your map onto the phone, and that works with a satellite. So that works even though there's no phone signal there, which is very good there. Michael says Starbucks near me are open, but they're on a takeaway only there. I mean, of course, it's a lot cheaper to make your own tea, Michael, and I'm sure you prefer your own tea. I recently bought a large bag of Twinings English breakfast tea, and if you get great big large bag like that, is for 20 quid, which is a lot cheaper, of course, than... Well, I think it's a lot cheaper than spending... What is the Twinings? About £2.50 for 100 grams, I think, isn't it? Or something like that. Actually, I didn't do the figures. Sometimes you can get caught out like that. Sometimes you buy the bigger one thinking you've saved money, and then there might be an offer on the smaller ones, and it can work out cheaper. I've come across this a couple of times, those of you that are members of Costco. You've got to check those prices first. You go into Costco and, I don't know... Great big thing of washing powder is like 20 quid. Oh, that's a good price. And then you go in the supermarket, it's on special offer of like 15. You must do your homework first. Okay, Heidi, pleasure. So good morning to Christopher Woodhouse and his £5 super chat. Good morning. Adrian, with speakers in clubs, nightclubs or bars, they should have a safety wire, safety chain, that's right, yes, attached to them. And the lights as well, Adrian. The lights as well. What was the number? I missed it. Oh, I've put it in the envelope now. I've actually put it in the envelope now, but it wasn't you. He's actually here. It doesn't matter. He's claimed it. It was Peter Wright this morning. Peter Wright's won this morning. Peter Wright won this morning. Okay. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Right. I can hear shouting. It's getting very rough round here. Oh, yes, dear. Very rough. There's a garage up there, and whenever I go past it, I can smell that nasty smell of smoke. The marijuana stuff. It's a group of, seriously, group of people sitting in the garage doing all that. It's awful. Awful. More stories then. My sister's baby will be bullied for naming her after a favourite vegetable. Now, we've talked about this before on the show, haven't we? You know, people calling their children strange names. No, I don't mean like as in swearing and that sort of thing. Actually, when they're born, before they become trouble. A woman whose sister wants to name her newborn after one of her favourite foods has been slammed by parents online. Oh, they've all got something to say, haven't they? Oh, they've all got something to say. Who said the baby will be bullied. The woman explained that her sister, who is in her 3rd trimester... What's that? What's the trimester? I don't know what that is ready to pop any day now and has finally revealed to her choice of baby names after keeping it secret. Okay, it says the aunt to be said the name is Portobello. I've got to say, that's not the worst name I've ever heard. Portobello is this girl's name. That's all right, isn't it? Portobello, do you think? Not sure. It says she did give me permission to share it, like the mushroom. So Portobello. Porter sounds like you'd shorten it, wouldn't you? The kids would shorten it in school to Porter. Porter. Or you could go Portaloo. Portobello Road, Portobello Road, streets where the something and something are sold. Everywhere and every day, da-da-da-da-da, you'll find what you want on the Portobello Road. For fun and not a prize, what film is that from? Boo! What film's that from? Come on. Portobello Road. Portobello Road. Come on, guess the film. Guess the film. I could have sung that for tomorrow's quiz. 8 o'clock is quiz time tomorrow. This woman says, at first I thought she was joking, but then she started saying how we could just call the kid Bella for short. Bella. I don't know if I prefer Porter or Bella, really. They say there's obviously nothing wrong with Bella, but I think the name your kid after a mushroom is weird. Do you know, I think it's quite a nice name, Portobello. You imagine a little girl called Portobello. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Don't you think? I think that sounds nice. I told my sister she can name her baby whatever she wants as long as Bill is on board. What, Bill? Bill is on board? But she did not take this well. She got really irritated, pointing out how I have my weird obsession with fried chicken. So why can't she have a weird obsession with her favourite mushroom? So, I don't know, really. What do you think? Is that a nice name? Portobello for a little girl? Or what name do you think would be nice for a little girl? Something unusual. Not Mary, not Sharon, not Anne or Elizabeth. An unusual name for a girl that you would be happy to call your daughter. Anything? What do you think? Shove up a little message there and we'll see what you're saying about that. Okay? Got a brother called Porter Cabin. Andy, are you psychic? I was just singing the exact song from Bedknobs and Broomsticks. It's lovely bobbing along on the bottom of the beautiful briny sea. What a chance to get a better peek at the plants and creatures of the deep. I love it. Do you know, I think that was possibly the first film that I ever went to see at the cinema. I'm sure it was, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And it was at the Odeon in Marble Arch. I remember my dad taking me. I think it was just me and my dad. And we got there, and as we sat down, all the lights went out. It was the 1970s, and there was a power cut, and we had to leave the cinema. I don't remember actually going back to seeing it. We must have done, I suppose. We were all disappointed, but we kind of just got on with it in those days. Not like today. Can you imagine the cinema lights going out? They'd all start rioting, wouldn't they? Because people don't know how to behave these days. They don't. People don't know how to behave anymore. Cinema lights would have gone out and we'll come back another time. Not now. They'd start ripping up the chairs and throwing them at the screen, wouldn't they? There's a very good example of this on YouTube of some woman in America who demanded chicken nuggets. And I think it was too early in the day for chicken nuggets, or they'd run out or something. And I'm very sorry, madam, we've run out. She started screaming and shouting and hissing. I want my chicken nuggets. Get me chicken nuggets. Who the hell do these people think they are? Shocking way to carry on. Absolutely shocking. Bedknobs and Broomsticks, correct, John. Great film. Mandy does nice stuffed portobello mushrooms. Ingrid. Gary says Ingrid. Yes, Peter, the raffle has been drawn now. If only you got up earlier, Peter, you would know who won. Well, never mind, you'll have to watch the recording now, my darling, and find out whether it was you or not. We can't just keep going backwards, Peter. We're going to need to move forwards, dear. Forwards. Forwards. Shania spent 9 hours a day on her phone last week. 2 of those were watching this. Good morning, Shania. Please say hello to the head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight, Shania, still, and she's lucky to still have that position, actually, because, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to tell him, Shania. I'm going to have to tell him. Last night, during the bingo, she was doing the rosary. She was doing the rosary last night. Not only that, while the rosary was on, she had the... Oh, God bless her soul. Forgive her, Lord. She knows not what she does. Halfway through the rosary, she had the audacity to send an email requesting a raffle ticket. I mean, I've heard it all now. I don't know. Maybe next Sunday while I'm watching our live stream from Corpus Christi in Wokingham, I'm halfway through the gospel. I think I'll go and make myself some toast. Can't believe it. I think a self-confession, actually. I think a self-confession for you today, Shania. Absolutely. A self-confession for you, Shania, today. Bless me, Father, I have sinned. It has been 1 day since my last confession. And your sins, my child. I sent a request for a raffle ticket on Chris Reardon's United Kingdom tour halfway through the rosary. You've been saved by the bell, Shania. Because Dr. Gregorian has sent a £2 super chat. Thank you, Dr. Gregorian. Let me give you 2 free raffle tickets for the prize of a T-shirt on... When is it? On Thursday this week. 475 and 476. Sounds like a jingle, that, doesn't it? 475 and 476 and stereo VHF. We like jingles. I think I've spelt your name wrong. I've put Dr. Grigon. I have. Dr. Grigon. Is that all right? I've shortened your name to save time. Oh, it's another ticket there. What's that come out there? What's that? 470. I don't know what that's doing there. We'll give that to the next one. 476 and 475. And stereo, the Dr. Grigon. Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Adrian, Tarantula is a good name for a little girl. Oh, no. Tarantula? That's an awful name. Why would you call your child Tarantula? That's horrible. Peter, first film I went to was Gunfight at the OK Corral in 1953 was Peter's first film. The other film I went to see with my dad was Tora, 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 which was about the Japanese, I think the Hiroshima bomb. Am I right in that? I think it was the Americans based somewhere and the Japanese, excellent film, Tora, Tora, Tora. And the Japanese attacked them all, suddenly. I think that's that film. Correct me if I'm wrong somewhere there. Okay. George, George was up at 1 o'clock in the morning watching TikTok videos. I haven't done any of those for a while. No reason for that. Kind of. Sometimes I move on from things. You know, I've enjoyed doing that. I'm not sure if I carry on doing that. It does take quite a lot of time. Rachel, of course, is... Where is Rachel this morning? She is Queen of TikTok on this channel. Queen of TikTok, absolutely. Paul and Lou, 6 hours and 16 minutes a day. Gosh, we've got to cut down on our iPhone uses and our other uses. All right there. Amelia was up till midnight watching TikTok videos as well. Yeah, we don't have vicars, Jason. How many times, dear? Priests, dear. Priests. Or, in our case, a canon. This is up. We've had an upgraded priest here in Wokingham, dear. We're just down the road in Wokingham. A canon. Canon, dear. Canon. Actually, that would be quite a nice cycle today. I could take my parcels to Wokingham instead. The main post office there has got... Oh, no, actually, no, it's not a sorting office. That might take a bit longer. I like stuff to go quickly, you know. What is the rosary? Is it to do with church flowers? Oh, for God's sake. What hope is there, Shania? I know you made a mistake last night. I noticed she's gone very quiet on there. She hasn't said anything since I outed her for that. May have to make a call to Bishop Philip and his little pink hat. I'm sorry, I might have to do that. Shania, please inform Mike Responto what the rosary is. Heathens, dear. Heathens. Morning to LaBelle, your emerald-eyed bird of paradise of magic. Good morning, you gorgeous person. LaBelle was in the house. Morning, LaBelle. Rachel's at work. Is she, Fran? Thank you. Of course, yes, she told us last week she'd be at work, didn't she? Right, here's something else. How's your interest rates doing? I don't know, Peter, your financial situation, whether or not you're... Because I know a lot of people who have pension age, they do live partly, not... Or some people do if they've got a lot of money in the bank. But some people live partly off their interest rate. And a very good friend of mine actually he's seen his savings go down and down over many years now since the interest rates went so low. So that's got to be at least 10 years now. But it's even worse now. In the Daily Mail this morning, Nationwide, which is the country's largest building society, does so many things right. Since the virus brought the economy to a virtual standstill late March, it has reassured its mortgage customers that none of them will lose their home in the next year if their household finances have been disrupted by the virus, which is excellent, isn't it? I mean, it's excellent. Also, its boss, Joe Garner, was the first among his peers in the financial services industry to voluntarily take a pay cut in response to the pandemic. I've always thought the Nationwide is very well run. They don't come across as rip-off merchants, do they? You know, sometimes you see these other big banks and you think, you see the stories in it. I don't think I've ever seen a story about the Nationwide accused of ripping off customers. I'm sure I haven't. It says Nationwide is not an organisation without its issues or critics. Although it bills itself as one of the country's most trusted financial brands, I would trust that name. It has no shareholders to appease with regular dividend payments. It's now facing mounting criticism from savers, by far its biggest swathe of customers. One leading money expert claims Nationwide is fast becoming another high street provider, paying virtually no interest to its customers. Damning criticism of a business that it stated promises to savers it will look after them, treat them fairly and provide great value. And what they're saying, another part of the story here, the result is that the interest rate on its instant ISA saver account, issue 18, is now 0.01% a year on balances below £10,000. Now, who's got £10,000 in an account? Not me. A rate that's equivalent to a tenth of the current base rate, although bigger balances attract interest rates of up to 0.05%, which is still incredibly low, isn't it? Which is still half the base rate. So, save £5,000 in either account for a year, and you will earn in interest in that year 50 pence. Oh, what's the point? You might as well spend the money, mightn't you? Be honest. I tell you why you might as well spend the money, because everything goes up. Everything goes up. So the price of that, perhaps that, I don't know, 50-inch television, which are actually very reasonable price now, aren't they? The price of large screen televisions and things like that. The price of that TV isn't going to go up 50 pence in a year, is it? No. It'll probably go up 25 quid. It's a waste of time saving, isn't it? So for is it £10,000? It says there, say £5,000 for a year, and you'll earn 50 pence in interest. Not enough to buy a Mars bar from Tesco's, which is 60 pence. These rates make a mockery of Garner's comments on savings rates last month when he announced the Society's 2020 results, and then it goes into financial stuff and all that. But, I mean, what's the point? What is the point? It's just irrelevant, isn't it? They've got the major banks are paying peanuts as well. Annual interest rates, various different figures there. Barclays Everyday Saver, 0.01% interest. So if you had £50,000 in your bank, then I'm your friend. Okay, but if you had £50,000 in your bank and it was with Barclays, the instant cash ISA, you would earn in a year 50 quid. Is it worth it? If you've got £5,000 in the Barclays instant cash ISA, you get a fiver. It's just a waste of time. NatWest Cash ISA, they pay a bit more. You'd get £50 pence on £5,000, but you would get £125 on £50,000. So that's probably the best one in there, the NatWest Cash ISA. But I don't think that's instant, is it? Like, you can't go in there and say, "Can I have my money, please?" I mean, you can, but you'd be penalised for it, wouldn't you? You'd get some sort of fine or extra charge for that, wouldn't you? Shania, thank you. Shania informing us now, head of the Catholic Church on the other one. Do you know, I need a jingle for you, Shania. It would have to be something churchy, a little bit of organ music or something like that. Because Mandy Davenport, sorry Mandy, not calling you, just want to play your jingle, darling. She's got that. We need jingles for various different jobs on here. The Rosary is a set of prayers consisting of Our Father, Hail Mary and Glory Be, reflecting on the events of Jesus' life. Thank you very much for that, Shania. Heidi, good morning to Beyond. He has broken his leg. He's not skiing, is he? At his age? God's sake, Beyond. Have you gone mad, dear? You've got to take it easy at your age. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Beyond. How did you do that? He's broken his leg, so I've had to bring his office downstairs. He listens along when I do a good chuckle. So you have a Norwegian fan too. Oh, marvellous. I tell you what, Beyond, I remember the Eurovision Song Contest that came from Norway. Do you remember that one? She was this great big woman with not fat, just big. She was enormous, this woman, with blonde hair. And this show, and every time they had artists come on, and they kept giving them flowers. And you've never seen so many flowers in all your life. Do you remember it? Anyway, this show just seemed to go on, and it overran by about 45 minutes or an hour. It was so long, that Eurovision, the one that came from Norway. 20 years ago or something like that. I never forget that. Because I was sitting there watching it. I thought it was really funny. Thinking to myself, not even more flowers. Well, I hope I get flowers like that at my funeral. I want loads of flowers and loads of crying. I want crying. I'm one of these people. Oh, I don't want people to be upset and unhappy at my funeral. I do. You're going to cry for hours. I want to hear bansheeing. My sister's good at that. Banshee noise. Oh, oh, oh! Throw yourselves down on the floor as my coffin is drawn through. I don't know if I'll have horses. I don't know. I'll have to have a word with the church about this. Perhaps you can help me, Shania. But, you know, for my funeral, I think I quite like lads in, like, shorts and topless holding me up there on their shoulders. 6 of them, which I will select first from a catalogue of lads. You know, they'll have to take a day off from the building site or something like that. I'm liking the sound of that, don't you? Eh? I don't want old blokes dressed in black, for Christ's sake. We want lads in shorts. TikTok lads maybe in shorts, holding me on their shoulders, sort of about between the ages of 25 and 35, please. No old codgers. Sorry, Peter, you're out of this one, mate. And as I'm coming through, there will be sad songs played, and of course we will finish the mass, the funeral mass. We'll finish at the church, and it will be a full mass, 3 hours long. Yes, there is a will. Yes, there is a will. But don't you worry. There's a little list on. There's a little thing on my will. If there's anyone on this will and they haven't turned up at the funeral, they are to be struck off. But they won't know that. The people won't know that, you see. They think, oh, I can't be bothered to go to the funeral, but I'll go to the will reading just out of respect. Something like, I don't know, like let's choose a name. Like Jason Hughes, you were to receive £5,000. Ah, but you didn't turn up at the funeral. Yes! That's what I want. I want to be picked up from the chapel of rest, which must include disco lights. I don't want anyone in there, so it's all black and horrible. No, we'll have disco lights in there. And as you walk in, you are to throw yourselves on the floor, flat like that, and cry really loud. You know, like that, Kim Jong-il, his dad, when he died, they were doing that, weren't they? They were throwing themselves on the floor. That's what you got to do. And then the lads will appear in their little shorts. We'll have to have it in the summer because we can't have that in the winter. They'd be too cold. You get erect nipples. That's the trouble. It's not very nice. Erect nipples. So they will come in their little shorts and pick me up on their shoulders like that. Thank you very much. And carry me through the streets of wherever I decide to get done. I'm not sure that Canon Simon will allow me in the church like that, or the priest in Roehampton. I haven't decided on the church yet. The lads may have to leave me at the doorway, in which case family will carry me in. Thank you very much. And then as I'm brought in, we want more crying and howling. Crying so loud that the organist has to have all the stops down as loud as possible. And the final hymn, Immaculate Mary. All 17 verses of it. All to be sung standing up. Oh, but I got bad legs. I can't stand up. Unlucky. Stand up. Immaculate Mary, our hearts are on fire. Actually, I wonder if we could have the head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight there as well, leading the singing. Bring your violin, Shania. Bring your violin. I think one of those Immaculate Mary verses must be done as a solo on Shania's violin, at which point you will shut up and listen to her. Ave, Ave, Ave Maria. That's the one. 17 verses. Every single one of them. Played slowly to take as much of your time up as possible. Peter Wright will still be there saying, why haven't you answered my question? There we are. Mike Rees-Ponto has been educated this morning. Educated, there we are. Okay. Peter Paliwoda, I was married by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Archbishop of Canterbury? Who's that then? Is that... what part of the Catholic Church is he head of? Archbishop of Canterbury? I don't know that one, darling. Oh, it's that other church, isn't it? Church of England? Please, dear. Please. Please. He was Bishop of Llandaff at St Mary's Church, Tudor Square, Tenby. I've heard of Tenby. There. We got love in the room today on the new Facebook fan page. I won't be going on that, though. That's for you to discuss whatever you want to discuss there. I'll go on there and I'll just get upset. So we're not going on there, thank you. Peter Paliwoda, yeah, there we go. Back on the subject of interest rates. Hammered, absolutely. But presumably you were a pub landlord, so you probably had a little bit of a private pension and that. If you were sensible, I'm sure you were, and saved a bit for your future. But it's all been pulled down. Yes, as I say, my friend, he's running out of money. You know. He's early 70s, the same as you. He's not run out of money. He's kind of worked it out in his head. But he does have a property which is a little bit bigger than what he wants. Although he wouldn't want to sell it. That's kind of the last resort, downsizing, you know. It's horrible, isn't it, really? Good. Yes, Heidi remembers that. The flowers. All events are flowers. I love flowers, don't you, Heidi? I'm just a bit sad that in my garden, unfortunately, I don't get too many flowers because I'm west-facing. But outside the front of the caravan, oh my God, south-facing, isn't it? Wonderful. I was talking of which, I was looking somewhere at things we're allowed to do today. Now, it does say that we're not allowed to stay overnight in someone else's household. But don't say anything about caravans. That is my household. We did talk about this the other day. And one or two of you said, yeah, but you're not allowed to go to your caravan. You may still be thinking that, but can you point me to a news article, perhaps, that says that? You know? I think sometimes people hear things. And it certainly happened on the show before where someone's heard something and then you look and it's not the case. For example, the hour exercise thing, which actually didn't exist. It was go out, exercise once a day. It didn't say anything about an hour. And we had that months ago. That was now, of course. But with the caravan thing, have you seen something written down that says you can't or can travel to a caravan and stay there overnight? I really would like to go up there. I can't go and see anyone because we're still on the lockdown thing. But nevertheless, I could drive up to my nephew's house and sort of wave to the kids, you know, from the car or something like that. You know, we could all probably... Oh no, I was going to say possibly kick a ball about. I'd be worn out doing that too. We could go for a walk. And keep the distance. That's easy enough, isn't it? Because there'd be my great nieces and nephew with my nephew, the dad, and I'd be a little bit behind them. No, that would work. We wouldn't be on top of each other. So I'd like that. Let's have a look. Oh, hi. 14 members. Have we got 14 members in there? That's nice. Wow. Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Roy Brown is there. Be a wheelbarrow. Carried in a wheelbarrow. Mandy, my dad's funeral started off with a great laugh. They dropped the coffin. See, that wouldn't bother me at all. If I was dropped. Anything to have a laugh. That's how we are. We like to have a laugh. And twin of laughs. No one will be laughing if I don't take my pills. I was half hour late with these yesterday. That's because John wasn't there to remind me. Heidi's in charge of the fan page as well. There's a job. We've just given someone another job. Heidi Young, in charge of fan page. Heidi Young, in charge of fan page. There you go, Heidi. There you go. You got a job there, my darling. You got a job there. Is Sylvie watching the show yet? She saw me on BBC Look Norfolk. She rang up. Chris, we're just sitting here. We've just seen your caravan on the news. Sylvie rang up. Oh, that was back in January. Can't believe that was back in January that day. Can you believe that? Let's have a look. Chris Coffin being held together by gaffer tape. Yes! There we are. Gaffer tape and a glue gun. Or no more nails. That's very good. No more nails, which reminds me, I've got a little bit of DIY to do today. Oh, yes. More DIY. Thank you, John. There's John, head of medication on this channel. Thank you. All right, Dave Allen, coffin goes into a hovercraft. I don't remember that, actually, Peter. I was a big fan of Dave Allen and all those old school type entertainers, the two Ronnies, Dick Emery. Dick Emery, there's a lot of Dick Emery stuff coming up on TikTok as well. The one with the sex-starved woman. Oh, can you choose, what's your name? Oh, you look very nice. Have you got a girlfriend? And she launches herself. She's hilarious. Dick Emery. Those of you young people may not know Dick Emery. He was absolutely hilarious. He did all sorts of... He dressed up as characters. An old bloke with a moustache. You know, went like this. He did a couple in drag. There was a gay character. He was hilarious. Dick Emery. Oh, how much did we look forward to watching him on a Saturday evening, I think it was. Early Saturday evening, Dick Emery show. God, don't you want to turn the clock back, Peter, to those times on the telly when we could all have a laugh and not be blooming offended by everything all the blooming time? Well, I'm not offended now anyway. Not offended at all. Good. Another story here. Anyone find anything about the caravan, by the way? You see, I've got this in the Daily Mirror today. Things you can and can't do now. Right? And it says what you can already do. It says... you can go on exercises and things like that. There's nothing about caravans there. A few bits about the school. Dentists goes on about dentists opening. Quarantine, it goes on about people coming back. I think you might have seen that on the news today. If you come back from somewhere, you've now got a quarantine for 14 days. I mean, why would you go anywhere? Michael O'Leary was on today on the BBC News, on BBC Breakfast Time. And he was going mad. He's in charge of Ryanair. He was doing his nut. He was. It goes on about the holiday thing there. Nothing about caravans. Again, this isn't a government thing. This is in the Daily Mirror this morning. Parking charges. Apparently parking charges are going to start again. They were turned off at some point. What you still can't do. Here we go. Now, what we still can't do. Under current rules, you still can't visit people inside their homes or stay overnight. Well, I'm not going to someone else's home, am I? You know. Indoor leisure activity goes on about. You can't share a private vehicle with someone from another household, and restrictions on the number of people attending funerals remain in place. So hopefully I won't die yet. You know, because I want there to be millions of people at my funeral. How you're all going to do it, I don't know. I don't know how we're all going to... I'll have to hire... I'll have to have my funeral in Rome, at the Vatican. The Pope, I know, is an avid viewer of this programme. He doesn't come up. He doesn't pop up now and again. He just comes on to keep a certain eye on certain members on here, such as Shania. Hope he wasn't watching when I mentioned the rosary and the raffle ticket sending earlier, Shania. Goes on about the hospitality sector, remaining closed, restaurants, hotels and pubs. Well, my caravan is not a hotel. It's certainly not let out to anyone else. I don't understand people who would have a hotel... a caravan and let it out to people. You know. Well, you might as well not buy one, mightn't you? Just rent one a couple of times a year. Why would you buy a caravan and rent it out? Oh, no. People sleeping in my bed and using my toilet? No, thank you very much. It's pointless, isn't it? Absolutely pointless. Some people buy caravans as an investment. They buy it to let it out and use it a couple of times a year. Don't. Do not do that. I've seen some terrible horror stories on static caravan Facebook groups about people that have bought caravans to let them out. Number one, you make sod all money from it. Really. You make very little money, if any at all. And number two, now and again, it will be trashed. It will be trashed. Do not buy a caravan as an investment. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. It's like buying a brand new caravan. Buying a brand new caravan, it's like buying a brand new car. The cheapest of such a thing would cost you about 22 grand. You buy that, bang, it's now worth 15 immediately. Don't do it. Second-hand caravans. You can get second-hand caravans, very good value for money. All right, but you must do your work. Go around the caravan site, check out what the ground rent. Are there any other charges? Is the electricity free or do you have to pay for it? What's the rate of the electricity? John Parrish had a very nasty shock with what they were charging him for electricity, which is double what I pay for mine. And it's all down to the site. And your rights on a caravan site, non-existent. Absolutely non-existent. The owner of the site, once you're gone, can just knock on the door. Hello, I'm afraid you need to leave the site. You've got a week. You have no rights on a caravan site. None. So you must do your own work first. And I would recommend a small family site. Something like Haven Holidays, you'd be looking at a ground rent of £3,000, £4,000, £5,000, £6,000 a year or more. Mine's nothing near that, I'm telling you now. My ground rent is £1,450. That's the entire year, includes water, rates, everything. Other caravan sites, they separate it out. This John's got this. They charge him extra rent, this, that and the other, and thing. Excuse me a moment. Andy loved Dick Emery. Oh, you are awful. But I like you. Bang. My favourite was the sex-starved woman. The one with the glasses and the black hair. She was just hilarious. Hilarious. Did you like Stanley Baxter? Yes. Yes, indeed, John. He was very funny. Peter was laughing his head off all the time. A bonus time in his 70s. DJ Chris went to see him live on Bournemouth Pier. Funny man. Oh, who was that? Sorry, you're talking to DJ Chris. Yeah. Yes, Chris. You are awful, but I like you. John's been watching Gary's channel as well. Excellent. George, if Chris dies, can we have his live stream channel? Are you for real? That'll be going to my nephew, thank you very much. Won't be going to any of you lot. Keep it in the family. Can we have a big party when Manilow dies? How rude. That's rude. Kenny Everett was a fab show too. Cupid stunt, all the best. All in the best possible taste. And he crosses his legs, doesn't he? Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okie doke. Another story here. Men are fat. Would you want to be taller? Do you like the idea perhaps of being taller? Well, in the Daily Mirror today. Hidden heels to growth pills. The internet is awash with bizarre tactics that people can use to boost their height. Now, I know you can get those things you put in your shoes, can't you? Put them in. Funnily enough, those new walking trainers I've got seem to have made me a bit higher for whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, people they do seem to prefer tall people, don't they? You don't find anyone that wants to go out with someone little. That's why I'm sitting here on my own, because I am a short ass. 5'8". And getting shorter. It says many men are now resorting to surgery in a desperate attempt to add inches in the Daily Mirror. Over the last year, more than 30 men from around the world have turned to the Limb Plast-X Institute, a limb lengthening medical process which is based in Las Vegas. Where else? It's all in America, isn't it? All these different human transformation places. The practice offers minimal invasive surgery that promises to add up to 6 inches to your height for a hefty cost. Depending on the patient, the procedure can cost upwards of £57,000, $75,000. Despite this hefty cost, the doctor says the procedure is getting more and more popular, especially among men. Would you pay, if you had that money, would you pay it to be taller? Presumably be sore for a while, wouldn't you? How does it work? It says the desire to appear taller, particularly for men, has always been a hot topic in modern-day society and social norms. While that is certainly a driver in the popularity increase their height, reasons for cosmetic lengthening vary, ranging from a boost in self-confidence to improved physical capabilities, all of which change lives. The surgery itself takes around 1.5 hours and involves cutting the leg bones and inserting a stretching device. I don't think I'd like something like that. We cut the leg bones and insert a device that slowly stretches them out, which makes you taller permanently. As far as the procedure goes, it's an X-ray based surgery where I make 4 to 6 tiny small incisions into the leg, either thigh bone or lower leg bone, creating a window to gain access to the hollow part of the bone, where I insert a device that responds to an external remote control that the patient will control at home. Once the device is set, I place screws at the top and bottom of the device and lock it in position. This is done on each leg. Wow. Post-surgery, the external remote control is used by the patient to non-invasively increase their height by 1 millimetre per day at the touch of a button, slowly stretching the legs to increase their height. Would you have something like that done? Is that for you? Something that you want to be a bit taller? Be quite handy when you're at the supermarket, isn't it? I mean, I have trouble getting that top shelf, especially if something's gone down. You know, they've sold so many. It's got, you can see just one more at the back of the shelf. And you like this, standing on the bottom of the shelf. A little child got told off in Waitrose for that by his money. The name was Tarquin. Tarquin. Is that a girl or boy's name? Tarquin. I don't know. Tarquin, get off the freezer. This kid was standing on the freezer trying to reach a yogurt or something like that. Tarquin, get off the freezer. John Major stood on a box. Did he really? Was he small? I thought he was tall, John Major. I thought he was quite tall, John Major. Peter, there was a Tower of London stretcher machine. Was there really? John says, if Barry and your ex were drowning, Chris, who would you save if you could only choose one? Barry. Don't need to think about that. Another great entertainer, Ken Dodd. Peter saw him at Blackpool Pier in 1968. I think, if I remember rightly, Roy Brownlow. Is Roy with us this morning? I think he went to Ken Dodd's funeral, actually. Great entertainer. Never offensive. Wasn't he wonderful, Ken Dodd? I thought it was hilarious when he got done for tax and he came back on there and the joke was something like that years ago, and he'd just been done for tax and he came on the stage. This was on the telly. Years ago, when I first started in entertainment, tax was only 1 pence in a pound. And that got a little giggle. And then he looked at him with that face he does and he says, I thought it still was. Ken Dodd. Big up to the Ken Dodd. Wonderful man. Wonderful man. Excellent. Right. What else have we got here? 6-month-old lad beams with joy as he's surrounded by extra fluffy Gooden Doodle dogs. Do you like teddy bears? I had 2. Who's still got their teddy bear? Have you still got yours? I haven't got mine anymore. Wish I had, but I haven't. In the sun today, a little boy beams with joy as he snuggles down with his family's extra fluffy golden doodle dogs. 6 months old, this little boy is. Regularly poses with pets. Golden retriever crossed with a poodle, bless his heart. And there's a picture of him in the bed and he looks so happy. And he's got all these dogs in the bed with him, 3 of them. And dogs, certainly my sister, she doesn't have it anymore, unfortunately. He got cancer and he went to sleep just after Christmas it was. Big Rottweiler, great big head like that. And the children would used to come around, that's it, he'd be all around them protecting them. Honestly. Dogs protect little children, don't they? Theo, is the little boy, has an incredible bond with his dogs and loves playing with his fluffy friends. His mum says it's amazing to see Theo's relationship with the dogs evolve. Pretty soon, Theo will be sneaking them treats. In the past month or so, he's 6 months old, Theo's really started to pet and rub them and become more aware of their presence, which has been sweet to watch. People always joke that Theo is going to think he's a dog too. They're all over him, these dogs. Oh, bless them. I'm going to show you. Can I take a picture? Let me take a picture of the picture. 1 minute, and then I can show you. Let me take a picture of the picture. This is such a cute picture here, and it's in the sun this morning. There we are. I think you can just about see that. Can you see that? Isn't that cute? We love it. We love it. And the story goes on a bit, but there's some beautiful pictures of there. of the dog looking after the little boy and that. We love something like that, don't we? We love it. Good. 6 months old ball smiles. It must be wind, says Peter. Maybe it was. What's going on with Evie this morning? Oh, don't give her the phone, for God's sake. We don't want to go down that road again. Please. Evie is so tall now. She's one of my great nieces. She's like this. She must be almost the height of my nephew now. No, don't give her the phone. Whatever you do, do not give her the phone. She nicks. I don't think she'd do it anymore. When she was young, a year or so ago, she would nick my phone, and then you get the phone back eventually. It'd be all these pictures of her face in various different ways. We'll do one more story, and one more story. Where's Claire this morning? One more story, and then we'll do the raffle tickets for next Monday, okay? In the Sun today, if you're looking for a cheap holiday, British people will be tempted to fly abroad once lockdown restrictions are lifted, as travel companies plan to issue a flood of cheap airline tickets and package holidays. Bear in mind you need to feel safe that you're going to get on that plane. I won't. I won't be getting on a plane or a boat or anything like that, or a train or a bus anytime soon. I'm very lucky. I don't have to get on one. I think those of us that don't work or don't need to work anymore, maybe Peter, I would say to you, don't be getting on a boat, or unless, of course, you feel safe, which is entirely up to you. If you don't think, if you think you're going to be one of the lucky people that might pick up the virus and nothing bad will happen to you, then so be it. There's a lot of people like that and think like that. There's been a lot of people that thought like that who are now dead. Sorry to break it to you, but we've seen them on the news. We've seen them on the news where they've been interviewed in hospital. I saw this 2 or 3 times throughout the course of all this terribleness. People on the news, and they interview them, and they can't breathe. I'm not taking the mic. I just want to say I was one of the people that didn't believe in this. Please don't go out with a mask on. And you saw them on there. I'm not taking the mic. I'm just showing you how it was. And then they go in hospital, terrible lung problems, and then they suddenly believe. Terrible. Anyway, so here's the story. In the Sun, yes, there's going to be lots of cheap holidays. Desperate travel firms have slashed their prices on holidays starting as early as next month, with more deals expected to be announced in the coming weeks. Okay? Don't see it... any examples here, really. So-called air bridges, which would allow tourists to visit other countries without needing to quarantine on arrival, could be in place to encourage more people to travel. Good morning, Maureen. Morning, Maureen. Experts believe tickets... Why have these... That came in an hour ago, didn't it? Look at that. Morning, Maureen. Experts believe tickets and holiday prices will remain low once restrictions are relaxed. Travel operators will be trying to encourage more people, British people, to get on planes. And that's the thing with the airlines, you see. On one hand, many of them are absolutely on their knees, these airlines. I don't think they make much money. I think they need money coming in to be able to run, rather than they've got a lot sitting in the bank that they could run on for a while. I think that's a lot. I was surprised at how many companies are at sort of death's door, if you see what I mean. Because they didn't have that much money in the bank. Companies that you would thought would have a lot in the bank. John Lewis. You'd think there'd be a lot in reserve. But no. If they stop selling stuff, the money's just not coming in. They're not like building it up. And British Airways and people like that. I was surprised. Virgin, whoever, within a couple of weeks of the lockdown, they were in trouble. So they can't make that much money, surely. And all these people saying, Richard Branson, he needs to sell this and sell that, keep the airline going. Well, if he sold his island, what's it called? Richard's Island or whatever it's called, I don't know. If he sold that for X amount of pounds, how long would that take to keep the airline running? It may be a small drop in the ocean to what an airline requires to keep running. We don't know that. We're not experts. You'd think they were experts, wouldn't you, when you see them on Twitter, on Facebook, with their comments. Surrounded by experts all over the place, aren't we? Eh? I get the occasional email. Oh, Chris, I like this. But if you do it this way, always an expert, and then you look at this person, nothing to do with videoing or anything. Airlines will be looking to prime the market, which will result in a flood of cheap seats as they try to persuade people to fly again. We might have these air corridors, they were saying, where you can go to certain countries, and that's okay, you know. But I think some of the air bridges, here we go. One senior government figure says designing international travel corridors is very complex, not least because they are a cross-Whitehall problem. I'm not quite sure what that means by that. But we'll see what happens there. Maybe you will or won't want to get on the planes there. Okay. Right, anyone want a raffle ticket? Please speak now, my darling. Anyone want a raffle ticket? Please speak now. Peter says the world's been living beyond its means for years. I'm sure it has, Peter. I'm sure it has. I don't live beyond my means. Not really. I never have done. I have a credit card, and I've only got a credit card, really, because they pay back 0.5% at the end of the year. And you can end up with not a massive amount, but a little bit of cash, basically for doing nothing. The American Express one I've got. I get back, I think it's 0.5% of all, of everything. Once a year you get this payment. And it comes just before Christmas as well, which is quite nice. And that's the only reason I've got a credit card, really. But I know how much I'm spending. Is it Snowflake Day? What's happening then? I must have missed something there, have I? Are people moaning? Holiday at home, that's me, says Peter. Yeah, me too as well. There's Roy Brownlow. Good morning, Roy. Oh, there's Claire. She's been very, very busy today. Good. Good, Claire. Claire's been very, very busy. I just remembered Roy Brownlow sent in a picture. There you go. Remember the broken clock? He's trying to flog that now. Look. He's fixed it. With sellotape. He's trying to flog that on his bleeding Facebook page. You might want to put the handle on the right way round, mate. Dear me. He's trying to flog that. Thank you, Roy, for sending that in there. If you've got anything to send in, pictures or anything like that, send them through, okay? Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Right, let's do these raffle tickets then. Sprinter Van is first there, I see. 770 for you, sir. This is for next week's raffle on Monday, gang. Sprinter Van is 770. 771, John Aitken. Here we go. Adam the Plumber, 772. Good morning, Adam. Fran Green, 773. Terry H, 774. Scrolling down there, my loves. Tony Mick Davenport, 775. Tony King, 776. Where's Tony King gone? Oop, let's jump down. Done, Terry. Michael Lawrence, 777. Andy, 778. Jason Hughes, 779. Ross Herndine, 780. Peter Paliwoda, 781. Shania, 782. Claire, 783. Just scrolling down there. There's Claire. Where's Claire? Claire. Peter. Roy, 784. Diane Jebb, 785. Paul and Lou, 786. Heidi Young, 787. Anyone else? Anyone else? Maureen 788. I'll have some emails there from you asking for tickets. Adrian, Simon Steele, Michael Pullman, Dr. Gregorian, Gavin Bass, and Amelia, all asking for raffle tickets, and George Bond there, which I'll deal with straight after the show. Have I missed anyone out now? Please speak now. Oh, where do we find Mark Bowles' exercise videos? Not on YouTube. No, they're on his Facebook, Mark Bowles. He's got a topless one on there doing press-ups. He makes funny noises. Yeah, do you want to hear one? Hang on a minute. Mark, let me see. He makes these funny noises when he's doing his exercise. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can do this. See if I can play this. I think I can. Here we go. Listen, listen, listen. It sounded like he broke something then. Have a listen. Listen, listen again. Listen, listen carefully. Listen. Ooh, that's that sounds painful. And there he is, topless. Not an unfit lad, I have to say. Very nice. Tattoos as well. Perfect for me. Perfect. Was he about 35? That do. Very happy with that. Thank you very much. AMS, are we allowed another ticket? Yes, you're allowed a ticket for every show, AMS. Every time we have a show, when I say anyone want a raffle ticket, usually at the end of we're always at the end of the show, you're allowed another one. So just ask, all right, darling? So for next Monday's raffle AMS, you get ticket number 789. If you're here tomorrow morning, you'll get one tomorrow morning. If you're here tomorrow night for the quiz night tomorrow, 8 o'clock, you'll get one for the quiz as well. All right, my darling? So here we are, AMS, AMS Clark, is it? Is 789 for AMS. By the way, where are you, AMS? Did I ask you that the other day? What part of the world are you in, AMS? We'd like to know. Raffle. Have I done Andy? What's happened there? Andy's done. Andy's done already. You were 778, Andy. Let's have a look. Is that everyone there? That's right, one per show. I think that's everyone. We've done Heidi Young as well. There's Maureen. AMS Clark at the list there. Peter Wright. No, can't see a text. Why don't you send a text, Peter? Can't you just ask on there, same as everyone else? Or an email. Something like that. There's no text from you, Peter. No text. Dear. Right, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this Monday, the 8th of June, 2022. Ricky Dog. Ricky Doig. Doig, it's not dog, is it? It's dog. Hello, Ricky. Ricky does karaoke nights. He's such a nice chap. Ricky, happy birthday to you, all right? Happy birthday to you, sir. Happy birthday today to Gary Redpath, who's 68 years old today. DJ Djnyamafood, who's an entertainer. What are you, 44 today? That's not a bad age, is it, eh? 44, much younger than me. Happy birthday to you, sir. Simon O'Connor today is 42 years old. Happy birthday, Simon. Russell Bruce. He was one of my managers that I worked for in The Champion and The Black Cap. I think that was it, really. Russell Bruce, 56 years old today. Happy birthday, Russell. And Chris Walker is 36 years old today. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday. Just one more request for a raffle ticket coming from Peter Wright. 790, Peter. 790 for you. Okay, 790. There you go. All right. Is that everyone's raffle tickets? I think that's everyone's raffle tickets. Adam has just commented, if you listen, you can hear the birds singing outside when I keep quiet, which is not very often, to be honest. Have a little listen. Listen. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. I'll turn the mic up, all right? Isn't that nice? It's so nice, and I have my window open usually in bed at night. I have to say, yesterday I turned the light off. Sorry, I was in a. I beg your pardon. I was in the living room yesterday, and I turned the television off. And I just looked out the window. And I don't know if birds can actually see through the window, right? But nevertheless, I was surprised at the amount of different birds that visit my garden. In the space of just 20 minutes, they were constantly coming down, having a little hop round, digging their beaks in the ground, looking for something to eat. There was one bird who perched itself on one of my plant pots by the tree. And there's a particular plant there, it's like leaves, and there's kind of like a seed is in the leaf. And it was trying to get this seed off the leaf. It was, this little bird, all sorts. And by the way, the birds that we were looking at for last week was a goldfinch, because I was cutting my hedge yesterday, badly as usual. I was cutting my hedge yesterday, and I saw one in my neighbour's garden. I said, what's that? Goldfinch. So it was a goldfinch. We found that one out at last. Marvellous. But all these birds coming into the garden, it's wonderful to sit there and watch that. Thanks so much for joining us for the show today. Tomorrow morning here as usual. Also tomorrow night, the quiz night. If you could, if you see the poster or an advert advertising the quiz night for tomorrow, if you could cut and paste that on your walls, we could do with a few more people watching the quiz on a Tuesday night. All right. Have a lovely, lovely day. Thanks so much for watching and listening to the show. I'm off now on my bicycle to the delivery office to post off your exciting packages. Are you excited? I am too. See you soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.